and there were so many layers to unpeel in there. And people who are not familiar with Kendrick music or not familiar with the artist in general, for the first time seeing him, um, for the first time seeing him, got a very deep layer peeling back experience. So, what do you think about the Super Bowl performance, halftime performance, as far as Kendrick Lamar?
Well, hmm, I would give it a maybe a 6, maybe 7.
Why is that?
I didn't like the crip walk. I didn't like that she came on in and did the crip walk. It was a little not needed. I mean, I get that it was a genius move when it came to trying to get back at Drake, but I don't think the crip walk was needed.
Oh,
Mm.
far as entertainment wise, or what you saying that the Crip Walk sending out a bad message? Is it like the Antichrist of what he was trying to, the anti-message of what he was trying to say? This
No,
message in the whole thing? Or what you mean?
no, what I'm saying to you is that she was, it's Serena Williams. She doesn't need any introduction, actually.
Yeah, I got you, but what do you
She's successful. I mean, I feel like, her just showing up being Serena Williams without the crip walk was enough. And as far as the performance, I think he killed two birds with one stone.
I don't think she serves a purpose there about the Crip Walk. I don't think she serves a purpose there about her relationship and her past relationship with Drake. There's the reason why she was at that particular uh Super Bowl performance because the whole neck, Drake representing and Kendrick eyes representing the industry, the machine, the mainstream, the engine that's blinding people from the true message. So her being there to me was like icing on the cake. Her crib walking is crib walking on top of Drake's grave. So there's a lot of things symbolizing destroying your enemy while he's down and just putting a nail in the coffin. So I think she was very much needed there.
No,
And
no, I'm not saying that she's not needed there. That's not what I'm
she
saying.
has no meaning if what I'm saying is the reason why she's there because of her past relationship with Drake.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't she like an ex? Like I get why she's there. Like, take that, Drake. But I feel like her presence was good enough being there, performing with Kendrick Lamar. She could have did a dance or whatever, but the crip walk.
Yeah, I think it was needed. I
You
think it
think so?
was. I think it was everything that
I
Ken
don't
could
think so.
do is calculated and everything has a
I,
symbol in the middle.
maybe it has a deep
And
sub.
She's from Compton.
Okay, all right, okay.
She's from Compton. And just because it has a certain game behind it, I don't know the history behind the Crip Walk, so I'm
I
not gonna
don't
sit here
either.
and pretend and say
That's
it's
what I
bad or good,
mhm.
but I do know it's cultural where they're from.
Right. Okay,
And she's
so
from Compton, and she had a relationship with Drake, and Drake represents in Kendrick eyes and a lot of people's eyes the industry and the powers that be, the machine that needs to be torn down and rebuilt.
okay, so since you put it that way, I guess I agree to disagree.
All right, let's move on though. Um, I think I have a clip. We do not own the rights to this video, but this is a teacher in Houston.
Kane, high school teacher, is in jail on human trafficking charges. Today, Kadria Grigsby made her first court appearance. The cosmetology teacher is accused of trafficking girls who were students. And investigators say she was not working alone. Troy Kless is live at the Harris County Courthouse with the details tonight. Troy? Well, Enrica, today in court, a judge set bond conditions for Grigsby. Now, according to charging documents, we're learning that she and her son had been involved in this prostitution ring that's been going on for more than a year. In a bright yellow jumpsuit, Kedra Grigsby makes her first appearance before a Harris County judge. She's facing 3 charges of compelling prostitution and 3 charges of trafficking a child. The case moved to a different judge because family is involved. She was a teacher of cosmetology, I believe, at Klein Kane. Her son was involved in running these juvenile complainants in human trafficking. According to charging documents, Grigsby and her son allegedly participated in taking profits from 3 juveniles for prostitution. In the documents, Grigsby is accused of transporting the victims to and from motel rooms, paying for the room, and maintaining a Zelle account where Grigsby received the profits. And comment at this point whether or not she...
I really won't play too much of that. What's your thoughts on that? I'm gonna let you kick it off.
I think it's a shame. It's a shame. I mean, we got enough going on in the school system, and now this. It's I'm speechless.
Yeah, my thing is, if she is guilty of it, lock her up, throw away the key.
Mhm.
You're manipulating young minds that's not fully developed and matured, especially in today's time and era. You're taking these children that's probably vulnerable, come from broken homes, and you're manipulating them and you're sex trafficking them. You're using their bodies for your profit, knowing that you wouldn't do that, but you will allow another soul to do it for you. And I was reading an article where they had their quota was $1,000 a day. If they didn't have $1,000 a day, they didn't make their quota, which was $1,000 a day. They would get beaten up, physically harmed. Um, the son would allegedly give the young ladies black eyes and stuff like that. They was given drugs and stuff like that to keep up their sex drive and stuff like that. And these were her students. These were people who for some reason trusted her and confided in her, and she played on their weaknesses. Um, Coming from, a mother of 4, the 4 kids that we raised, I used to have an issue with you taking them out of school to homeschool the kids. And now that I'm seeing it, I still have I'm not half and half no more. I'm more so if a parent can stay home and raise their child, stay home and homeschool their child, because the parent is the first teacher of the child. If they can come home, they can stay home and be in what you might say of
A safer
a safe,
environment.
thank you, a safer environment. Then I think that's better than sending them away amongst a bunch of strangers. And this is no shot at the public school system. I'm sure there's a lot of teachers, great teachers that's still out there. There were great teachers in my time. Actually, it was a great teacher who blew the whistle and brought down this alleged evil organization from an evil person, an evil teacher. Um, but if you can homeschool the kids, that'd be better. Yes, you can't change the curriculum, if I'm pronouncing it right. You can't change what how they have it, the studies and stuff, but you can change the environment and if you're a good parent, the child is most safe in the environment in the arms of the parent and under the parent's teaching. So what's your views on the differences from homeschooling and sending your kids to a public school?
Well, like you and I used to discuss, before we made the decision to pull our kids out homeschool, pull our kids out, excuse me, public school. Um, it was a very big decision because you have your kids home with you uh, while trying to work. At that time I was running a daycare. So my thought was, how was I going to run a daycare and uh, homeschool my kids? Matter of fact, I didn't even know if I had the what I want to say. Help me, help me out with that.
No, you're on your own on this one.
I didn't know if I was brave enough to do that. I mean, considering that I had to be mom and homeschool, and some children they're at home. It's a different from being in a building versus home. So I had a lot of challenging things. I had to make a conscious decision.
What were some of the challenges? What was the decision that made you say, "Look, I got to take my children out of this school"? What were some of the things? And here, guess I'll say podcast. Um, just let it out. Be clear. This is a safe space.
Yeah, thank you, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things were one of my uh, one of our daughters. She had a lot of bullying going on in the school, which we were unaware of. We always try to create a safe space at home, and when you send your kids out to the public, in the public system, which is the school, you make a conscious decision with that as well. So it wasn't until I don't like to snoop, for those parents that uh, don't like to snoop in their kids' business and go into those rooms and be expected gadgets, do so. It was a situation with a individual. We send our kids to school. They're human. They're girls. They're gonna see young men that she was just in middle school, right? This is middle school, yeah. So this was middle school, and when I read the journal, it was just basically saying she was basically saying that how the kids was mean to her, and how they embarrassed her in front of the guy she liked, and she just wanted to kill herself. And I took that very seriously, because me too, I too as a parent and a young lady that used to attend the Baltimore City school, I understand how it is to be bullied, and it's not a fun thing.
Fun thing. We didn't have during our time. We didn't. Well, we was unaware. We didn't have things like homeschool. We didn't have computers where you can sit home and learn from, or you and the teachers on a webcam and y'all learning from home.
You had it,
We
but
we didn't had it, or we was unaware of it. We didn't have that
yeah,
that particular we didn't have those accommodations. So our generation, you know, we had to take bullying. We had to have tougher skin. Nowadays, I used to say, well, this new generation is weak because, I want to kill myself type of thing. But as I learned and realized that their embarrassment's on a higher, way higher level, because they can be online and the whole world, somebody in China can see you getting bullied, someone in Pakistan, someone in Russia, somewhere in Asia, they can see you get bullied, and everybody had their comments and everybody's laughing at you.
Right.
So I feel for these children. There's cases that we saw in the last few years, young men and young women had taken their own life behind these type of things.
Exactly.
And this is why I think that we're going into a whole different topic and chamber, but I just think that if COVID didn't teach us anything, it taught us that, yes, it's possible for you to stay home. Yes, it's possible for you to learn at home. Yes, you don't need to be around a whole bunch of people. And they say, well, you're not teaching them social issues. Who wants to be in that environment?
Yeah, and then if I can piggyback off what you were saying, the level of bullying nowadays is following the internet. Our bullying basically was, it happened at school. We came home, and it wasn't known unless we cared to share share with our parents. Our parents decided to make a surprise visit, which nobody likes. No, I didn't. I was always cutting up. So, but when my mom did do the surprise visit, I mean, 9 to 10, I always knew because we had that conversation. However, it happened. Whatever, how they say, whatever stayed in, happened in Vegas, stayed in Vegas, is out. You know what you're trying to say, right? Mm-hmm. But nowadays, whatever happens in school,
it's all over the world.
Right. It's going on Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter,
YouTube, you name it.
TikTok.
It's embarrassing. You can't even, as a young lady, you can't even actually have your menses and
without somebody recording you.
Without somebody recording.
You're famous for all the wrong reasons.
Right. Or the things that used to be so private in our time, it's not private so much. If
COVID didn't teach us one thing, it taught us to be more family oriented.
Yeah.
Be close knit, and you can teach your kids from home. You don't have to be out there 9 to 5. And I'm not saying that, certain parents, like you said, they don't have the resources to sit at home, homeschool their kids, and go to work. But I'm sure if you dig deep enough and research something, you will find some type of opportunity where you can do it. So, like you always say, nothing beats a try.
Nothing beats a failure but a try.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So I'm quite sure there's some programs out here, y'all. You having mass shootings and stuff like that. Mass shootings. To each his own. But I prefer for my kids to stay at home and learn.
Yeah,
it was.
It wasn't until that. Remember that. Was it 2009 in Sandy Spring, where the 27 students were shot and killed?
In Georgia?
No, it wasn't in Georgia. I'm not
exactly. It's Sandy Springs. That's in Georgia.
No, it's Sandy Springs pretty much everywhere. You have a Sandy Springs here, Sandy Springs in Georgia.
Only Sandy Springs I know is in Georgia.
No. But I'm not exactly sure what's happening. Anyway,
but it was that's a mass shooting.
We were on our way out of Maryland when it happened. The 27 kids that got killed, and the 2 teachers. And they were saying the teacher actually was trying to hold the door. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I didn't realize how many parents pulled their kids out of the public school system after that.
Yeah, so
until we started homeschooling.
Yeah,
and I realized like the whole entire
and you got parents, you got to spend some time with your kids. You got to really be invested in your children. It's good to take them out to the movies and Chuck E. Cheese or whatever y'all take them out to nowadays. But it's always to be invested in taking them to the library, sitting down with them, talking to them,
communicating
with them. Please do. It's for the best for everybody. Yeah, because we're on the time limit. But
okay, really quick. We raised 3 girls and 1 boy, and raised a couple of our nephews and nieces. Well, we aided raising a couple of our nieces and nephews. The main thing for me was always communication, because our experience of growing up, going to the public school, so I always made communication. I always made myself available for the kids, and no, we weren't the coolest parent. Where he was more cooler than I was. I was a lecturing type. They always ran to him for the cool advice. But me, I was more, listen, I'm not your friend kind of parent. However, you can come to me and, you can share anything with me. We'll sit down, no judgment zone. And definitely going to tell you right from wrong. But I always made a safe space for them to communicate with me. And a lot of the times, sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. Some things they used to call me Inspector Gadget.
She was not your companion or your man standing.
No, I wasn't, but I love my kids, so I created a safe space for them where we could talk. Because as you see, with the situation happened with the pimp situation with the teachers pimping the kids out.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you know, it's gonna be some layers peeled back. Like,
Yeah.
where was the parents at?
Uh-huh.
Did the parents have any wind of this? It's gonna be some layers peeled back. And the fact that the teacher, the good teacher that was a whistleblower, she got fired for warning the situation.
Yeah, that was that.
So this is the type of world or country, unfortunately, we're living in. But
unfortunately,
that's gonna wrap it up. Guess I've said. I'm your host, Adam Mill. To the left of me is
Angela 47.
I just made that name up for her. We'll find a better name for her, hopefully. Listen, go to guessousaid.com for the merch, t-shirts and everything. I got to put payment on that joker so they won't take away my shop. And that goes into my Cash App. Will be on the screen. Go support, man. You know what I'm saying? Place their order. You're not supporting unless you place their order. You're not a friend unless you contribute and pitch in and help us get new equipment and webcams and stuff like that. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Lay this down just one time, you will not go home. They play around